This is so much fun.
Chelsea and Leah were playing with their dolls. They had a big tea party. The dolls wore pretty dresses. The playroom was filled with laughter and joy as the two friends immersed themselves in their imaginative world. The dolls, each with their own unique outfits and personalities, were seated around a small table adorned with tiny teacups and plates. Chelsea's doll wore a sparkling blue dress, while Leah's doll was dressed in a vibrant pink gown. The girls had spent hours preparing for the special tea party, carefully arranging the table and selecting the perfect accessories for their dolls.
This is so much fun! Chelsea giggled. Leah nodded in agreement, her eyes sparkling with excitement. I love our tea parties, she said, adjusting her doll's dress. The girls continued to play, their laughter echoing through the room. They pretended to pour tea into the tiny cups, making sure each doll had a fair share. Would you like some more tea, Miss Daisy? Chelsea asked, holding her doll up to the teapot. Leah's doll, Miss Lily, was next in line. Oh yes, please, Leah replied in a high-pitched voice, mimicking her doll. The girls burst into giggles again, enjoying every moment of their playtime.
As the tea party went on, the girls' imagination soared. They created elaborate stories for their dolls, each one more fantastical than the last. Miss Daisy was a princess from a faraway land, while Miss Lily was a famous explorer. Together, they embarked on grand adventures, discovering hidden treasures and making new friends along the way. The playroom transformed into a magical kingdom where anything was possible. Chelsea and Leah were the queens of this enchanted realm, guiding their dolls through one exciting escapade after another. The tea party was just the beginning of their imaginative journey, and the girls couldn't wait to see where their creativity would take them next.
How are my little princesses today? I missed you both so much.
Jason, their dad, came home from work looking tired but happy. He had been thinking about his family all day and couldn't wait to see them. As soon as he walked through the door, he was greeted by the warm, familiar smell of dinner cooking and the sound of laughter echoing through the house. He gave Princess, their mom, a big hug, holding her tightly as if he never wanted to let go. It had been a long day at the office, but being home made everything better.
How are my little princesses today? Did you have fun while I was gone?
We played dolls all day. It was so much fun, Daddy. We dressed them up in different outfits and had a tea party. Mommy even joined us for a while.
Leah shouted, her eyes sparkling with excitement. She loved spending time with her dad and couldn't wait to tell him all about her day. Her sister Emma nodded enthusiastically, holding up one of her favorite dolls to show him. Jason knelt down to their level, giving each of them a big hug and a kiss on the forehead. He listened intently as they recounted their adventures, feeling a sense of pride and joy that only a parent could understand. The love and happiness in the room were palpable, and Jason knew that these were the moments that truly mattered. He promised to join them for their next tea party, making a mental note to clear his schedule for some quality family time. As they all sat down for dinner, the room was filled with laughter and stories, creating memories that would last a lifetime.
Who could that be?
Suddenly they heard a knock at the door.
Knock, knock!
Chelsea and Leah looked at each other.
Who could that be?
Leah wondered.
I don't recognize this man. He looks unfamiliar, and there's something unsettling about his presence. His eyes dart around nervously, and he keeps glancing at his watch.
Princess went to the door. She looked out the peephole, her heart pounding in her chest. The hallway was dimly lit, casting eerie shadows on the walls. She could see the man standing there, shifting his weight from one foot to the other. He wore a dark coat and a hat that obscured most of his face.
I don't recognize this man. His face is partially hidden, but there's something about his posture that seems vaguely familiar. Maybe I've seen him somewhere before, but I can't quite place it.
She whispered to Jason. "There's a strange man at the door," she said, her voice trembling. Jason put his arm around Princess, trying to comfort her. "It's probably just a delivery guy or someone who got the wrong address," he said, though he didn't sound entirely convinced. They both stood there for a moment, listening to the silence on the other side of the door. The man hadn't knocked or rung the doorbell, which made the situation even more peculiar. Princess took a deep breath and decided to open the door just a crack to see what the man wanted. As she turned the doorknob, her mind raced with possibilities. Was he a lost traveler seeking directions, or perhaps someone in need of help? She couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this encounter than met the eye. The door creaked open and the man looked up, his eyes meeting Princess's. "Good evening," he said, his voice calm but with an edge of urgency. "I'm sorry to bother you, but I need your help." Princess hesitated, glancing back at Jason, who nodded encouragingly. "What kind of help?" she asked cautiously. The man sighed, removing his hat to reveal a worried expression. "My car broke down a few blocks away and my phone is dead. Could I use your phone to call for assistance?" Princess felt a wave of relief wash over her. This seemed like a reasonable request, and the man's demeanor didn't suggest any immediate threat. "Of course," she said, opening the door wider. "Come in." The man stepped inside, looking around the cozy living room. "Thank you so much," he said, visibly relaxing. "I really appreciate it." As the man made his call, Princess and Jason exchanged glances. They were both relieved, but still a bit wary. After all, it wasn't every day that a stranger showed up at their door asking for help. Once the call was finished, the man thanked them again and left, promising to return with a proper thank you once his car was fixed. As the door closed behind him, Princess and Jason couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. They had helped someone in need. And despite the initial fear, everything had turned out fine. They sat back down on the couch, feeling a little closer and a lot more grateful for the quiet evening they had been enjoying before the unexpected visitor arrived.
Hello? I need some help. Can you please open the door?
Chelsea and Leah held their breath. What should they do?
Remember what we talked about?
We don't open the door for strangers?
That's right, it's important to stay safe.
Leah nodded her head in agreement.
We can't help you. You need to leave.
But the stranger kept knocking.
Let's go tell a grown-up.
Jason took Chelsea and Leah to their room. They locked the door and called for help. Soon, everything was okay. The stranger was gone. Princess and Jason hugged Chelsea and Leah tight.
You did the right thing.
Never open the door for strangers.
Chelsea and Leah learned a valuable lesson about stranger danger.